What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And the biggest thing I've been getting the most DMs and messages for over the last 72 hours is what's going on with the EV mandate? What the hell happened with the CRAs? Why hasn't it been signed yet? And to be honest with you, I don't have an answer. In fact, I'm actually worried at this point that since they haven't been signed, we might be having a problem or an issue. And I'm wondering if we're about to get teabagged on emissions. Yeah, I said teabagged. I'm currently traveling right now, and I just couldn't believe. I just can't believe what I've seen the last 3 days, right? And this is coming on the heels of earlier today. You guys will probably see this tomorrow or the next day of the president and Elon Musk getting into it. But the president did say something interesting, right? He said, I killed the EV mandate. Well, Mr. President, until you sign those CRAs and or the big beautiful bill into law, the EV mandate still exists. California hasn't sued you yet because you haven't signed the CRAs. And look, people right now, because especially what just happened with Musk, are starting to freak out. They're looking at what's going on at the FBI and the people that were brought into these different cabinet positions, right? The only one that I probably would say out of the entire cabinet that's overperforming, that's two. Overperforming would be Lee Zeldin and Marco Rubio. 100% overperforming their positions. And Rubio holds two positions, right? National Security Advisor, I believe, and Secretary of State, and you got Zeldin at the EPA. What I find interesting though is it's almost like they're trying to run the clock out, right? But there's so much time left in the presidency. I don't think you can run the time out. Even if the other side is planning on impeaching this guy in 2 years or trying to force him out of office, I just don't see it, right? They'd have to win the House and the Senate to be able to do it, right? And so I don't think even 2 years from now, there's not enough time in the next 18 months to slow walk to not get this emissions stuff done. So what is the holdup? And I've talked about this before, that the president most likely is working out a deal. And that deal is with Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. And they're working out something where Gavin gets some money for his health care program, and the president doesn't have to deal with a protracted lawsuit or having to accelerate something to the Supreme Court for them to be able to pull back these emissions. Now, I think the other reason is Newsom is trying to negotiate it because they don't want to have the coal fire plants fire back up in California. That could be something that's probably negotiated, right? Because to be honest, I don't think President Trump gives a rat's ass if California has rolling blackouts because they don't have enough base load power. I think it's more about, I want to get my policies in on vehicles. We don't want like 49 state cars. We need 50 state cars. We need one set federal emission standard, and that's it. And that's where we're at. Now, what's crazy is I'm recording this video this evening, and it's actually it's 12:30 a.m. at the time I'm recording this video. You guys will probably see it like at lunch the next day or later today. But I say this, like, I could be recording this video now and tomorrow he signs the damn things, right? He signed some other proclamations, did some other stuff today, and I was holding out excitement that he was going to get this stuff done. And I'll put it like this: the part that worries me about the Congressional Review Act's emissions and all of that is it was on his schedule previously, right? to sign these items from the Senate. It went through the House, it went to the Senate, and then if you look at the bill, it's supposed to say to President became law, right? When these other CRAs were done by the Senate, like with the tire factory emissions and stuff like that, it was signed by the Senate. It was on the president's desk in 48 hours and signed into law. I don't know what the difference is here. And like I said, the only thing I can think of is he's negotiating a deal. Got to be what it is. He's got to be negotiating a deal with the state of California on something. Ugh. It's frustrating. I know you guys are tired of hearing about it. Well, some of the people in California love to hear about this stuff, but I know a lot of people are tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of making videos about it. I just want it to get done. I want us to get back to having common sense on emission standards. It's not hard. It's not like hard work. It's not a hard thing to just accomplish. Just sign the paperwork. Let's get it put into law. Let's start rolling these things back so we can go after these SOBs at CARB and other places that try to buck the federal standard. Is that going to happen? I'm not going to lie to you to tell you that I'm starting to lose faith that the administration is going to get this stuff done. I know that there's people that extremely mean well and really want to get stuff done, like Lee Zeldin, but do I think it's going to get completed? I don't know. I got to be honest. At this point, I feel like anything can happen, and I hate that, because when this stuff was going through, and once, like, it was the hurdle of getting it out of the House, right? And once they got out of the House and they made it to the Senate, and John Thune was so fast to just get these voted on, I was like, oh, we're finally going to get this stuff done. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. And now, you know, I know people are asking me, well, what about the big, beautiful bill? Well, there's some stuff that's changing in the Senate right now. And one of it had to do with AI. They're stripping a lot of that stuff out of the bill, where AI had like 10 years, couldn't be regulated, couldn't be what. I don't know who the hell put that in the bill. I'd love to know what representative or what person put that thing in the friggin' bill, because that's ridiculous. Somebody got paid off by somebody, all right? And then you go from that to some of the other stuff that the Senate is adjusting on SNAP, which we're not getting into the political side here, but they also stripped out some of the provisions that they took from, like, the freedom of choice, freedom to choose your vehicle act, or whatever. I forget what the hell that legislation was, but they stripped that out too. And I know they're not going to strip out the EV mandate, and there is provisions in there that keep the California Air Resource Board from being able to set anything above the federal standard. Do I think it's going to change? Do I think that's going to, like, get pulled? Damn, these walls are thin as hell, man. I can literally hear the people, and this is a Hampton. I can literally hear the people next door, like, taking a shower. Do I think that's going to change? Do I think they're going to strip out all the emission stuff from the big, beautiful bill? No. But I know that they're going to have to compromise on some stuff if they don't have all the votes they need. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think we get this stuff done, or are we wishfully thinking and now we're basically screwed? That's what I'm wondering at this point. You know, is it all wishful thinking? Is it too little, too late? Are we screwed now? Are they not going to get these CRAs done? That is the question that I have, and I want to know what you guys think. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Tesla giveaway still going on here on the channel, giving away a Tesla P100D. It's a Tesla Model S. It comes with free supercharging for life and full self-driving. And you can enter by picking any of the merch you might see below this video, or going over to tksgarage.com directly and picking up any item of merch that's in there. Every single dollar spent at tksgarage.com gets you one entry in for the Tesla. So with that said, Thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And as always, stay petty, my friends.